Hey everyone, welcome back to the Dev Lab. In this video, I'm going to be walking you through on how to write your switch statement in JavaScript. What is a switch statement? A switch statement is an alternative to the if and else statement. For those of you who don't know what an if and else statement is the same thing with switch, except it allows you to match a value against several possible cases and execute the code depending on which one matches, on which one is like main deal, the real deal. So let's let me write the syntax for let me show you guys the syntax for writing it. So you create a file, then this is main syntax. This is how you write it. Write your switch, then the expression. The expression is the evaluated ones, the one that you're comparing with. Then your case. Each case checks if it matches, the expression. Then your value. So then you write your code right here. So let me just write down to show you guys. Then your break. This break it stops further clarification. Like it's telling your code that this is where I want you to stop. Let me go on to the next case. Then default. This default just is optional and it reruns if no match is found. That's why we're using the default. So then it's just a fallback. So let me just comment it. So that is it. So let's try some useful cases, a real life example. So what should I okay, let's try days of the week. So let's just comment this. So let's try days of the week. So let me start by creating a variable. Let me use Tuesday. So then with the switch, then you write the expression. So it's just the day, then case, then your value. The first value is Monday. So if the day is Monday, it starts of the work week. Then your break. Like I said, the break is just to tell your code that I've written the first case, the first value. I'm going on to the next one, so follow me. Yeah, that's just how it is. Then your second value is Tuesday. So if it's a case of whereby it's Tuesday, this is what it's going to be showing us. So console log, which is the second day of the work day. So second day of the week, of the work week. Then your break, then your default, then your default. So console log, So if it's neither of these days, it should just show you that it's the weekend. So if it's default, which means if it's none of these days, so I've already imputed Tuesday, so this is what it's going to show us. So if it is Tuesday, to show you it is the second day of the week. Let's move this to the right. Okay, so let's test that. Second day of the week. So that's all. So if it's Monday, let's try Monday. It's going to show us start of the work week. Start of the work week. But if it's neither of either Monday or Tuesday, if it's either neither of it, it's going to show us it's the weekend. So let's try Saturday. Saturday, it's the weekend. So that's just it. You can try yourself, try making Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, like that. So, but for this video, this is what we're just going to stick with. But if there was no a case that we not put this brick, let's comment this. The code will just continue running case by case from the first to last like that. So let's try that. It's the weekend. Oh, let's it's from Monday. So it started from start of it, but normally it's just meant to show us the start of the week instead of these ones. So that's where break now comes in. So that's why it's important to put break so that your code will not continue on. So it will just stop. So yeah, that's it. So let's try a case like let's try grouping cases. Let's comment this. So I'll create a variable fruit. Let's try using fruit. Banana. Well, let's just leave this blank first. So switch your expression. So the first case value we're going to be using is apple. Banana. So another case is let's use orange. Orange. So if it's any of these, it shows that it is a common fruit. Then your break. This code is very easy to learn. All you need is just to practice. So if it's neither of those fruits we mentioned above, it will just show us unknown fruits. Unknown fruits. Okay, so let's put that to work. So let's try using apple first. This is a common fruit. As you can see, it works. Let's try orange. This is a common fruit. So let's try something like pineapple. So because of it is not in any of our cases, it's going to show us unknown fruit because it is a default unknown fruit. Yes. So that's how it works. So this is how you can group. This is in a case where you can when you want to group different cases, but it to carry the same log. So yeah, that's it. Another case you can use it is if you want to use conditions in the switch, like greater than, less than. So let's try that. Let's create a value age. So switch. You can even use this. Yes, this just makes it a lot faster. True. Then your value. So a case where age, if there's a case where age is less than let's say 13, console log that person is a child. Another case is if the age is greater than or equals to 13. If case is greater than or equals to 13 and age is less than 20, then console log that the age that the person is a teenager. So this can just be used like for if you want to sign in for all these platforms, you have to identify if you just they'll tell you to put your age. If it's 18, then you're a teenager. That's a use case where you can use it. Then your break. So if it's a default, if it's none of those numbers, then the person is an adult. Yeah, so you can put the age here. So let's try using something like 10, which means the person is a child. Let's put something like 15, the person is a teenager. Because we wrote here if the person is greater than or equals to 13, greater than 15 is greater than 13, and 15 is less than 20, making that person a teenager. So let's say if you put something like 13, that was too old because it's equals to 13. Yeah. So let's put something that's greater than 20. Let's try something like 21. Person is an adult because we put less than 20. So and we put it in default. That's why it's showing us adults. You can also use it for checking the type of the value. So let me just quickly show you how to do that. This case this switch statement is actually very easy. I hope you're enjoying the class. So let's put the number. You can choose any number you want. So switch. So your type of, because we're checking the type of the value. It can either be number, string, boolean, anything. So if there's a case where it's be a string, then log that the value is a string, then your break. So if it was a case where it was a number, same thing, number, then log, then value is a number, your break, then your default. So if it's neither of those, either number or string, it just shows value type is unknown. You can use it to try object, boolean, undefined. But for this video, I'm just going to stick with string and number. Value type is unknown. So yeah, that's just it. So let's try that. So because of this value is 53, which is a number, it will show us value is a number. Uh, that works. And we all know that anything that is inside a quote is a string. So let's put this in a string. Value is a string because it is in a string quote. Let's try something like example, the word example or coding. Value is a string. But if it was something to be like, let's try putting boolean, like true, it shows value is unknown. Yes, value type is unknown because it is not like there is no keys for booleans, but you can choose to do that. It's very easy. So if you can put it in the comment section. Okay, yeah, so that's pretty much everything. But there are lot more examples. So that's how the switch statement works in JavaScript. It's very clean, readable, and super useful when checking against multiple values. You can use it to check for different values at the same time. Yes. So in our next video, on we'll continue coding tutorials. So please, if you found this video very helpful, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much.